I'm Rana Abbasian, the host of the show. You're here today with us with another live show on Voice of Toronto. We're here from HMB, Canadian Immigration Firm. We have our CEO, Helia Begin, and we have another team member, Amir Ali, which is going to translate everything today for us in Farsi. So today we have a breaking news for you guys, and it's no more students to Canada. But you don't need to worry because we're going to get into it and tell you guys what's going on. So in the intricate dance between education and immigration, Canada has long been shining a star, offering not only high-quality learning opportunities, but also the promise of a new life. Recent developments, however, have cast a shadow of a doubt over the integrity of the student immigration system in the eyes of Canadian government. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, if you have any questions, you can contact us on the show and we're gonna answer your questions. You can see our numbers underneath. I can read it to you guys as well. The phone number is, okay. Sorry about the delay. It's 905-670-4114. So a senior minister, keenly aware of these concerns, has stepped forward to shed light on the complex challenges of maintaining a system that must carefully balance access to education with immigration standards. Amid the allure of studying in Canada and the subsequent dreams of immigration, the nation's emphasis on the integrity of this student immigration system demands our attention. The minister's statement underscores the delicate task of ensuring that the education journey of international students align harmoniously with the broader goal of the nation's immigration framework. As the global demand for quality education and international mobility continues to surge, it's essential to delve into the intricacies of Canada's concerns about the integrity of its student immigration system. According to Immigration Minister Mark Miller, Canada's worry lies not only in the sheer numbers of the international students arriving, but also in the potential challenges they pose to the country's housing and immigration system. Miller's revealed in an interview with the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation that Canada is poised to welcome a staggering of 900,000 international students this year, a historic high and nearly triple the number from a decade ago. The appeal of Canadian universities to foreign students is undeniably lucrative. Generally, an annual revenue ranging from $20 billion to $30 billion. However, this boom has brought with it some unwelcome side effects, including fraudulent activities within the system. Some individuals are exploiting what's perceived as a backdoor entry into Canada. What particularly concerned Minister Miller are not the public universities, but the private colleges that have mushroomed in various parts of Canada. These institutions have become focal points for criticism, leading to concerns about their credibility and the overall integrity of the student immigration system. In the midst of these challenges, the opposition Conservative parties have repeatedly criticized Prime Minister Justin Trudeau government to failing to address the housing shortage by the influx of the international student. While the housing minister has contemplated capping the number of students allowed each year as a potential solution, Miller remains skeptical, emphasizing that a hard cap alone may not be the silver bullet. In the grand narrative of Canada's student immigration system, the minister's perspective highlights the ongoing effort to ensure that the pursuit of education enriches individual lives while perceiving the integrity of Canada's immigration pathway. This endowment eliminates contribution to the nation's rich multicultural tapestry and economic growth. As the discourse surrounding the integrity of Canada's student immigration system unfolds, it becomes evident that the nation is dedicated to refining its approach. Canada seeks to strike the right balance by maintaining the credibility of its immigration pathway, welcoming international students, and upholding the value that makes it an attractive destination for education and new beginnings. So basically the main concern was the backdoor that immigrants using as international students to get acceptance from private colleges to enter to Canada and use that pathway as immigration, and there are concerns about housing. So now Mr. Arab will translate everything that I explained to you guys.
So before, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Before he started talking in Farsi, you mean there is no backlog on students? They're not going to close the door to the students?
So basically they wanted to, like, I feel like media wanted to get the attention to say like Canada is not going to, they didn't say specifically not going to accept any students, but they're going to be very strict from now on, especially if people apply to private colleges.
But they have to have a study plan, right?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, they need to have a study plan. They're going to be more strict on that matter, and they really care because they feel like people are using a loophole to get to their immigration pathway, and there are other concerns like housing and like the things that has to be taken care of before all these international students moving here.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
سلام دوستان، امشب در خدمتتون هستیم. همونطور که دوست عزیزم رنا توضیح داد، ببینید شروع سفر به مهاجرت به کشور کانادا دغدغه‌های خاص خودش رو داره. از زمانی که شما میخواین شروع کنین برنامه مهاجرتتون رو داشته باشین، این وسط از ویزای کار گرفتن، ویزای مهاجرت، داستان‌های به خصوص خودش رو به دنبال داره. ولی از طرف دیگه دوستانی که تقاضا میکنن به عنوان دانشجویی تحصیلی بیان به کشور کانادا مشکلاتی رو به همراه خواهند داشت. مشکلاتی رو که دارن، ببینید مشکلاتشون از این قبیله که برنامه مسکنشون اینجا به مشکل میخوره، چون ببینیم پرایوت اسکولا اومدن اینجا، از طریق این پرایوت اسکولا اقدام میکنن، تشریف میارن یه سری دانشگاه که مشخصه، یه سری کالج‌ها مشخصه، یه سری برنامه‌های تحصیلیشون مشخصه. این پرایوت اسکولا میان درخواستا رو ثبت میکنن، دانشجوها به کشور کانادا ورود پیدا میکنن، مشکل مسکن خواهند داشت، مشکلات دیگه رو به همراه دارن. من به صورت کلی اینو برای شما توضیح میدم که الان مشکل اصلی این شده که نه اینکه اینا نیان به کشور کانادا، ولی یه برنامه‌ای براشون داشته باشن، یه برنامه‌ای براشون تداعی شده باشه که اینجا با مشکل مسکن مواجه نباشن. این در حالت کلی من یه توضیح به فارسی، به زبان فارسی براتون دادم و در ادامه مطلب در خدمت شما هستیم.
Thank you very much. You can contact us at our firm where we're going to help you if you have any further questions. Our numbers are 905-604-0405. We have another number. You can also reach us with WhatsApp. So the number is 416-836-9911. And we have a toll-free number which is 888-855-55462. We're gonna.
So
basically the reason we just announced the news from now on, we don't want any other consultant, lawyers, any firms abuse the system. As soon as they receive this news about the student visa and student permit, please do not abuse the system and do not mention that Canada will not issue any student visa to their country. They still let the student come to Canada, but they want to know who's the genuine student. They don't want to have any problem, any issues, and they don't want to. You just mentioned something about the immigration, right? The
Yeah.
minister and
Yeah, so they're concerned about the international student and immigration system, basically.
yeah, they don't want to be confused about it, because most of the students come to Canada, and then instead of studying, they change they plan and they go follow a different path. So that's concern the economy, the government, and also the immigration. That's why they are strict. That doesn't mean they are closing the door on the students.
Thank you, Dr. Begin. That's why we have her here, because she's going to complete us at the end of the day. So we're going to come back and talk about this a little bit more, and we have a new subject that we're going to talk about. We're going to be with you after the break. Thank you.
सुकून कैसा है बता नहीं सकता, सब घर वालों का भी यही हाल है। खुशी जैसे रूह में उतर सी गई हो। सच पूछें तो ये मुमकिन बनाया H होम रियल्टी ब्रोकरेज की अनिला जहरा ने।
अपने ख्वाबों का घर आप भी पा सकते हैं, बस एक फोन कॉल और जिंदगी आसान।
Call Anila Zehra at 905-462-0133.
I want to be a data scientist. That's something I'm passionate about. I want to bring a change in the medical aspects. Data scientists do collection of the data, then they analyze the data, and then they transform the data into meaningful conclusions. Algoma is unique because we get a chance to do one-on-one interaction with professor, and that's the best part.
The need of computer science graduate is huge. Nowadays, the industry demand is changing every day, and Algoma is adaptable. Algoma is changing its course content, changing the degree programs, and giving several certificate courses that the industry is actually looking for.
Personalized learning is the hallmark of Algoma's university experience. Algoma is offering the accelerated second degree. It's the only one in province.
Algoma not only just give us in-campus experience and skill set, but they also help us develop how to present ourselves in real world. Where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years? I see myself working at some multinational corporation as a data scientist. This is the first step towards my journey.
In the heart of Mississauga and easily accessible is Chef Cause's or Dark, a premium banquet hall and event center. Its rich decor and classic ambience welcomes the guests into a royal atmosphere and festive mood. Regardless of the occasion and nature, its space and service adds grandeur and style to all the events hosted here. While you enjoy a sip at the oak-beamed drink station, the artfully crafted traditional cuisine made by our executive chef Kausar Khan will entice your taste buds. From the decor in our banquet hall to the food we serve, everything is made with the spirit of home poured into it. The essence of culture and tradition is woven into everything we do. To celebrate your next event in style, contact us now. Chef Kausar's or Dark, a tradition together.
A harsh but true reality is that clean drinking water is inaccessible to many people living in third world countries. With the support of our donors, Muslim Welfare Canada has been successful in providing clean water through the digging of water wells and the installation of hand pumps for people living in remote and desert regions. Donate a well or a hand pump, call 1-866-754-3111 or visit mwcanada.org.
We're back with Voice of Toronto TV with another live show with HMB Canadian Immigration Firm. So today, Dr. Bagan pointed out something really interesting to me. There is one concern that is always mutual between people that are immigrant to Canada, or they're applying for their visa, they're applying for their work permit, study permit, and that is the processing time. Usually we get calls, we get messages that like, when is the application is ready, when are we gonna get our answer from immigration? And this is something we struggle with. So we decided to talk about this today. If you have any question during the show, you can contact us with the number that you can see underneath. It's 905-670-4114. And if you have any other questions after the show, you can contact us through WhatsApp or you can call us. The number is 905-604-0405, and our second number is 416-836-9911, and our toll-free number is 888-8555-462. So, Dr. Bagan, can you please explain a little bit more about the processing time for permanent residency or temporary residency? What's the difference? What's the difference in processing time, and why should we need to be more patient? And is there any difference between the online processing time and on paper processing time?
Based on the news, I was checking, like every day we're checking the news and any update coming from the immigration, what's going on. Since last month and last week, still the same. For example, for federal skilled worker, I have to go through everything because it's just upcoming news. So,
okay, great.
The current processing time for federal skilled worker, for the Canadian experience class, and for, as I mentioned, for the federal skilled worker, the processing time, they said it's 5 months.
Oh wow, okay.
We're trying to we're trying to send a letter to immigration, because whatever it says on the website, the problem is we're facing a huge problem. Not even myself and my team, for our client, other people, other consultant, lawyers, whoever provide immigration services, they are hassling they through to this issue, going to this problem, that why the processing time is different from the announcement of the immigration. For example, the announce for the PNP program, it says 9 months, but when we applied, it takes another 12 to 18 months sometimes. Also, it says for non-express entries, PNP program, it takes 12 months. I mean, 17 months process.
Okay.
For federal employment, self-employed, it takes 50 months to process, just to process that.
Okay.
And there are no changes whatsoever. For Atlantic immigration pilot, it takes 34 months to process, and for startup visa, it takes 37. But 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, it was 12 months. But right now, the immigration announced for startup program is 37 months. The whole process, don't get me wrong, from the day we send the application, we apply for it, it takes 37 months. And
Is it because of the number of the applicants?
because
we have more applicants, that's
yes.
Okay.
And even online processing, and also another way you mentioned that we send the application through immigration by mail. It's totally different. So
the processing time is different.
processing-
Actually, I read it today too. So
can you read it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
of
you
course.
go to
So, for the work permit, because it's very like high volume of people asking us for work permit. So if it's outside Canada, apparently it takes 119 days. And
is it for the online?
It's
it says?
online, yeah, because usually they have to go through that process
Yeah,
online.
that's true.
And but if they're inside the country and they apply online, they can get it after 8 weeks, which is doesn't make sense. So like it's a little bit stressful, I feel like, for people that are
Still the same problem for the open work permit. It used to be 3 days. They issue the work permit for 3 days, but right now we don't know. We're still waiting for to be processed and then issue the work permit.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I noticed too. So even if they do it on paper, it's going to be 101 days, but if they're in the country and they do it online, they can get it after 8 weeks. So I think that's a huge difference that people have to like put into consideration. And I feel like it's not always accurate, right? So like sometimes it goes over, or like it's going to be less. So that's something else that like usually people don't know. They see the processing time online because there's a system you can check like when is the processing time for each application, and it's not very accurate based on that as well, right?
I didn't see this one. Maybe you have it for the visitor
visa.
Yeah, the visitor. How many days it's?
I don't.
The visitor inside Canada, they announce 17 days. To process, but outside Canada, how many days is that?
17.
92 for the extension. Sorry, they said visitor extension is 92 days, but the paper-based application it's 124 days.
Oh wow, that's
yeah,
a huge
and then
difference.
but I'm still looking for the. Can you check it? Maybe you
I don't have a visitor visa, but
visitor visas. But for the student permit processing time, it's 7 weeks.
Oh,
and the study permit inside Canada, again, it's 7 weeks.
Okay, that's pretty good online. How about the family sponsorship?
The family sponsorship, can you? I think it's
about 13 months, right?
13 months, yeah.
Yeah, and when I was doing my research about it, they just announced that like it can be delays up to 19 months. So like it's not really like you can count on that a year. Like they say it's going to be a year for family sponsorship, but it can take to up to like 19 months.
But for the work permit, they announce as if it's online, 146 days, 146
days. Oh wow.
Days. For the paper-based application is 16 days. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's really good actually.
And moving the student and the extension for student application online is 75 days. And if it's paper application, the paper application means if we fill up the application and then we mail it to immigration, it takes 125 days.
And
yeah, go ahead.
What's really like interesting to me is like Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program, which we like indicated 2 shows to that. I remember it has a fairly good processing time. Apparently, it takes 34 months to process it, and if they go through express entry route for permanent residency, typically it takes 5 months. That's great to like apply for your
and also I just checked that visitor visa inside Canada for online it takes 17 days, which is
it's amazing.
It is amazing, but we applied. Remember, we applied for one of our clients.
To extend.
It's almost 3 months. We haven't received any response, and then it says outside of Canada or even the papers, it takes 35 days.
Yeah, but I think like the extension, it seems like it's better to extend your visa while you're inside Canada rather than just leaving, right?
That's true.
Yeah, and 17 days is fairly good if it happens. Like I feel like sometimes because of the incomplete documents, it's not happening, or like they have a high volume of applicants. But yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Begin. We're gonna have Mr. Arab to explain everything in Farsi for you guys. Thank you.
دوستان، من به طور خلاصه صحبت‌های دو دوست عزیز رو براتون ترجمه میکنم. اول از برنامه اتلانتیک شروع میکنم. متقاضیان حدوداً برای برنامه اتلانتیک زمان پردازشی حدوداً 34 ماه پیش بینی کنن. اگه بخوان آنلاین اقامت دائم و استارتاپ بزنن 5 ماه طول میکشه. یه برنامه دوستان فراموش کردن، برنامه پیش خدمتی مراقبت در کودکان در خونه هستش که حدوداً اقامت دائمش 3 ماه و 10 روز طول میکشه. اگه بخوان انتخابشون سریعتر باشه زمان پردازش حدود 91 روز برای کارگران ماهر و 9 ماه برای خانه‌داران خواهد بود. و اینکه برای متقاضیانی که مجوز کاری هم در داخل هم در خارج کانادا میخوان داشته باشن، درخواست مجوز کاری آنلاین خارج از کانادا حدوداً 101 روز طول میکشه و 119 روز میتونه در 119 روز میتونه تمدید بشه و در هنگام درخواست تمدیدشون حدوداً 8 هفته طول میکشه که بتونن از طریق حالا پستی به 101 روز میرسه، ما میگیم کاغذی، ترجمهش به این صورت میشه. این تفاوتیه که با همدیگه دارن و دوستانی که میخوان مجوز تحصیلیشون رو تمدید کنن، البته برای مجوز تحصیلی حدوداً از طریق همون برنامه کاغذی 123 روز طول میکشه و یه 10 روز هم گذاشتن برای اینکه اینا بخوان جای در واقع جابجایی داره، میتونه 10 روز اضافه تر بشه و حدوداً 83 روز برای کسایی که بخوان باز آنلاین اقدام بکنن علاقه‌مند هستن میشه. زمان میانگینشون حدوداً از طریق همون پرونده کاغذی در واقع پستی دوباره 123 روز. این اعدادیه که حالا ممکنه تو گفته های بچه های یه روز بالا پایین، مثلا 124 روز گفتن، بین 123 روز سوء تفاهم نشه در این مسئله، حالا یه روز خیلی تأثیری نداره. و کسایی که میخوان آنلاین تحصیلی این زمان پردازش حدود 71 روز حساب کنن و به صورت پستی دوباره کاغذی 150 روز هستش.
Thank you very much. Today we addressed mostly the concerns. It was a little bit different from other shows that we had with you guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions and if you need any further information about what we talked about today, you can contact our firm at 905-604-0405, and our other number is 416-836-9911, and our toll-free number is 888-85-554-62. Dr. Begin, do you have anything else to add to our show?
No.
Okay, thank you for...
Just be patient. All I can say, just be patient.
Yeah, that we talked about concerns about immigration today, and like we had to bring it up because of all the complaint we get, I guess. Thank you, Mr. Arab. Thank you, Dr. Begin. Thank you for watching us today, and have a good night.